Season's greetings and welcome to This Week at Lake Monticello, brought to you by the LMBC, not the LMBC, can we do that over? Oh, sorry. Brought to you by the Lake Monticello Broadcast Group, and we're proud to be broadcasting from the High and Muriel Badler Broadcast Studio. So my guests today are Pat Podwasaki and C.J. Green, and they are the co-chairs of the Lake Monticello Beautification Corps Holiday House Tour. So CJ, welcome, and welcome to both of you.
Glad to be here.
How long has this been going on?
The holiday tour has been going on as long as the Beautification Corps itself. We started in 1989, had our 25th anniversary this year, so this is the 26th tour.
Wow, 26 years of house tours. That's a lot of volunteers and a lot of time commitment. So what do you use the money for? How much does it usually raise? Pat, do you know?
It usually raises somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000. And it's going to be used then for our gardening, for all of the new plants, for everything else that the beautification does with all of their gardens.
Now, I know that the Beautification Corps has a pretty large staff and crew when they're out working on their projects. Is anyone receiving a salary or any kind of money for doing this?
No, this is totally volunteer work. We have some people who put in as many hours as they can possibly do, and we appreciate everything that they do. It's just although volunteer.
Excellent. So, CJ, what can we expect when we get to each house?
Well, when you arrive at the house, you will be greeted by a booty boy or girl. They will be putting on some covers over your feet to protect the homeowner's floors. As you enter, there will be a few hostesses in the home. The first one will be greeting you at the door. We'll have tickets available to anyone who wants to purchase them at the time. Additional hostesses are available to answer any questions you might have. And we will also have one in each of the kitchens selling raffle tickets and the directories.
Excellent. So I understand that sometimes in the house tour there might be a special surprise.
We have a lot of surprises in a lot of our homes this year, and I think everyone's going to enjoy the tour.
Yeah, I think we had a picture of one of the homes last year. The neighbor came and played the piano while people were touring the home. I thought that was
very nice.
Yes, it was a good added attraction.
Yes, indeed. So what are we going to see at each house? So CJ, what about the Gilligan house?
The Gilligan house is the first time they've been on the tour, and we're excited about their home. They just have recently done some major renovations. When you walk in the front door, you will be seeing a two-story fireplace, wood fireplace with stone. Absolutely beautiful, and Linda has it decorated beautifully. Her kitchen is carried with the same theme with the rocks on her bar. Her dining room is set to relate her to their Irish heritage.
Oh.
And as you continue through the home, one of the big exciting things is that they have now put in an elevator. So anyone on the tour is going to get a ride on the elevator upstairs.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and we suggest when you get off, you'll see a martini table that comes from the 1920s. It's a family heirloom.
Oh, wow.
And when you go out onto the main area, you'll have a beautiful bird's eye view of their downstairs, as well as you'll see their beautiful Christmas tree.
Oh, nice. That just sounds wonderful. And they live at 7 Boling Circle, right?
Yes, they do.
Awesome. So, Pat, what can you tell us about what we might see at the Murphys' house?
Well, the Murphys have a welcoming sign that is put up along their driveway, and it has been locally made and has been something that they've used for years. When you walk inside, you will see each room decorated in seasonal colors. Jean likes to do everything in a seasonal tradition. She has one room that will have the dishes all set on the table. She has a large collection of angels. She has over 100 angels, and you'll see that. And just traditional things throughout the home. One thing that you will see is they have an antique pie safe that was made by a relative of Wayne's back in West Virginia, and it's been a family heirloom. They also have a Victrola, an old Victrola that has been picked up by them, and I think you'll really enjoy their home. They have a beautiful view out into the trees from their tree room and their Christmas trees out in that area.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
It's beautiful.
And I believe that's on Jefferson.
Yes, it is.
Just about 297, I think, something like that. 296. Sorry.
Yes, 296.
Yes, we got to look at the invitation.
Our cheat sheets.
You know, it might be worth mentioning right now, if anyone's concerned, that inside the ticket for the tour is a map of the lake with the locations highlighted for those of us who are more directionally challenged. So how about the Sanders house, CJ?
The Sanders house is one of the newest houses on the lake.
Oh.
They just finished last December, so this is their first year to decorate, and they're very excited. We consider this a very family-oriented decoration. Her table will be set for a Christmas dinner. She is a quilter, so she has made individual stockings for all of her family members that go up the staircase.
Oh.
And as you go into the home, she has 2 Christmas trees. One is a family Christmas tree. The other one is in the kitchen, and it has cookie cutters. And when you go downstairs, they have a New York Yankee
Memorabilia?
Thank you. Memorabilia room. And they have a tremendous amount of souvenirs from their days of going to the Yankee games. Bob was a wonderful fan, and his whole family, and they have fantastic memories. They also have a New York Yankee Christmas tree.
No way.
And we suggest while you're there, you make sure that you look out at the lake, both from downstairs and from their deck, because it's absolutely a beautiful view. And also, at that home, look for our quilt, because the main raffle prize is our quilt.
Oh, that sounds just fabulous. I wish my son could go on the tour because he's a big Yankees fan. So that home's on Dover Court, I believe. And
Yes,
I know
number
that
5.
from going to this for many years myself, that you have balloons by the road just to help people find the house more easily. So what about the Hokansons house?
Oh, the Hokansons house is fantastic. They have wonderful views of the lake. When you walk in, you will see the lake. Their tree is decorated in ornaments that they have collected over many, many years. They have some specialties that they're looking at. They have a lot of snowmen candles, which they have all nicely arranged. Another thing they have are elephants from Thailand. They did a lot of touring in Thailand, and they brought back these wonderful elephants. Okay, they have a collection of over 100 saucers and cups, which are fantastic. I've seen that. She'll have the table set so that she's all ready to serve Christmas dinner. Then their living room, they have nativity sets. And downstairs, they have Santas and snowmen. And again, a beautiful view of the lake. So we're so fortunate to have several of the homes being on the lake this year.
Oh, that's nice. So they're at they're at 6 Lakeview Circle.
That's correct.
Awesome. That's right close to the clubhouse.
Yes.
So what about Ken Waller and Linda Poser's home?
Well, Ken and Linda have a rustic feel to their home. They have a mural or picture of the Golden Gate Bridge. That is one thing that Linda treasures because her grandfather was involved in the building of the Golden Gate Bridge. They have a room that is all decorated in posters from various shows on Broadway that they both were in. They have another room that is dedicated to Phantom of the Opera. Ken was in that for 17 years.
Oh my goodness.
And they have a fabulous painting in their kitchen that was done by Ken's brother. So there is so much to see that in that house, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the fully decorated house myself.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. So I don't think we've even mentioned that the house tour is on December 6th from 12:30 to 5. Sounds like the 5 houses that you have on the tour this year could take up the whole time. Just such interesting things to see in those homes. So you mentioned something about the quilt being at one of the houses. Who made the quilt?
The quilt is made by a group of quilters at the lake called the Peacemakers. And they very generously donate a quilt that they have all worked on throughout the year to us as our main raffle prize. And we can have the
No,
quilt
let's
here.
do. Let's
Yes,
do.
we can show. This is
This
this year's
too
quilt.
pretty.
It's in the blues, greens, and purples,
Oh,
and it's just absolutely beautiful.
I hate to say it, but can you hold it up a little higher? Because
Sure.
everything on it is just stunning. And I see that it's all in batiks. And by the way, anyone who's watching this program who's interested in joining the Peacemakers group, they meet every Thursday afternoon right here at the Clubhouse. So that's the main raffle prize. I bought my tickets yesterday from a friend, and at the time I didn't have time to fill out my name and number. So you'll take my tickets right now,
Absolutely.
right?
We will do that.
Right. So I bought the book of 12 for $10. So I'd have 2 extra chances. But the raffle tickets are $1 a piece.
They're $1 a piece, or you get 12 for $10.
Now, do I only have one chance to win?
No, we have approximately 40 different raffle prizes. Of course, the quilt is our big draw, and that is obviously the grand prize. But we have all kinds of other prizes and door prizes available. We have gift certificates to all kinds of grocery stores, wineries, ice cream parlors, yogurt places. We have pizza. We have all kinds of that. There's, as I said, over 40 prizes, and we hope that everyone will buy their tickets and hopefully come home with a prize.
Well, I see you brought some of the gift certificates with you today and
We have
basket.
baskets.
So that's from one of the hairdressers
It is.
here at the lake with some beauty products in it.
Yes, they decided to give the product because there are some people that like to stick with their normal people, so they felt that this was a good compromise.
I think it is. I think
very
it
much
is.
so. We appreciate it.
So how much are the tickets for the house tour?
And they are $10 if you buy them in advance, or if you buy them at the front door going in, it's $12. And one ticket is good for all 5 properties.
So as we go around to the properties, they just check off
They check
which
off.
houses we've been to.
That's
so
correct.
we just present that ticket at each door.
Yes.
So is there any other thing available at the house? You mentioned something about selling raffle tickets, but I think you also mentioned a directory.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is for anyone who's watching the program and doesn't know what the directory is?
It's a directory of the lake. It's all of the people within the lake, and it is really a very, very great resource. It not only lists people's names and addresses, but it also gives you their section. There's in the back there are maps with the sections so you can find homes, because I'm also challenged by the lakes. and it's got some advertisements that have been placed by local merchants that we hope everyone will support, because they are supporting beautification.
Oh my, yes. Well, I understand that the house tour doesn't really end at 5 o'clock. So after 5 o'clock, what happens?
Well, there's a reception that follows right here at the clubhouse in the terrace room at 5:30, and this is when we do have the raffle. and we also have door prizes. We have refreshments, and we just feel it's a very good way to kick off the holiday season. And so people know they do not have to be there to win the raffle prizes. We've got a great raffle committee that works hard, and they're willing to just deliver anything to whoever wins.
Oh, well, you can't ask for better than that, to have it delivered right to your house. I know I didn't take the time to put my address, but I put my phone number, so I assume when I win the quilt, they will call and let me know.
Yeah, sure. I think you're one of many.
Okay, so where can people get tickets? This is important.
You'll have to take
Okay.
it. I've lost my
Lost her voice. There are 2 phone numbers available. Our co-chair, Beverly Weimer, is I'm sorry, Wormuth. Okay.
I got it back.
Yeah, you got it. All right, you're back on.
And I think that we have a slide up on the screen as well.
Right. Yeah, in I'm not doing good.
Oh,
In the
that's
Friday flyer, they will list where to buy them. Each beautification member also has tickets.
I know I had a couple friends who are Beautification Corps members say, don't get your tickets from anybody else, just get them from me.
Right. And they also do, each of the beautification members also have the raffle tickets, so they can get both the tour and the raffle.
Right. And I know that if someone isn't sure they even know a Beautification Corps member, they can call you, Pat,
Yes.
or they can call Beverly.
Yes.
And those numbers were also put up on the screen. So there are raffle tickets. There's the phone books. About how much does this raise? I know it just includes, you count it just with the house tour and the raffle tickets. But how much does this raise toward all the plannings that Beautification Corps does?
Well, they have estimated that, and I'm not sure exactly the figures, but they feel that if you took all of the hours of the time that's put in, it saves the homeowners close to $70,000 a year just of what they would be paying in fees just for the labor. And then there's probably another $6,000 or $7,000. That's an estimate on my part. That goes into the plants and we just had built we built a beautiful garden right up at Turkey Sag and Jefferson. And we also built 3 gardens at the corners of Jefferson and Ashlawn. And so it's expensive not only for the plants themselves, but there's the filler and the rocks and the stones and things like that. So there's quite a savings to the homeowners at the lake that this is all volunteer, and donations are used to provide all of the materials they need.
So the $3,000 that you raise on this event is about not quite half your budget, but it's a big part. I know.
Yeah, the directories and the home tour are the only fundraisers we have. So basically what we make on those is what we have available to spend the next year
For the plan. Yeah. Well, it's just an amazing undertaking. How many volunteers do you estimate are involved in this big production? I know it's a big production.
Well, this year I could say every member of Beautification is helping us out one way or the other. They're either selling the tickets and the raffles, or they're being the booty boys or the hostesses. We have a lady who's in charge of the reception. That's always a big job.
Yes.
A lot of people that have gone out to get raffle prizes for us. And we have, of course, somebody who designed our tickets. So I would say everybody that is in beautification is involved, and they really help us out.
So what would you estimate? How many? Over 100?
I would think, in a sense, yes, because we also have some people from the lake that do volunteer to help us when we need extra. So some of the hostesses are not particularly in beautification, but they are still helping, and they drag their husbands in to be booty boys. So there's quite a few men that are sort of dragged in as booty boys that aren't in beautification.
No, that's great. That's great. And just to give a little extra plug for the Beautification Corps, I presume that if someone wanted to pay their dues to become a member of the Beautification Corps, they could do that while they're on the tour as well.
I'm sure that they could, and they're always welcome to come to any of our meetings. We meet the first Monday of every month in the Terrace Room.
Except for January.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we will have we have refreshments and social from 9:30 till 10, and then the meeting is at 10. And the dues are a whole $10 a year, so it's not too expensive.
Cheap at the price. Cheap
If you like to do dirt, you're welcome, and even if you don't like to do dirt, there's plenty of opportunities with the holiday tour and the directory and other things. So everyone's welcome.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, ladies, I know I have enjoyed this event for a number of years since I've moved here to the lake, and so I really want to thank you for putting this on. It's an opportunity that you can't find everywhere, and it's one of the wonderful things that I think helps to make Lake Monticello the special place to live that it is.
Definitely is.
Thank you so much
Well,
for
thank
coming.
you for having us.
And thank you for bringing the quilt.
Oh, you're
Appreciate
welcome.
that. And so I believe that wraps up our program for today. We're so glad that you joined us, and we sincerely hope that you do find the time on Saturday, December 6th, to go on the Lake Monticello Beautification Corps Holiday House Tour. So I will sign off from now. For now, I'm your hostess, Ida Swenson, and we thank again Pat Podwasaki and CJ Green for being here today, and say keep watching.